Hey, what's up, legends? Welcome to a brand new live stream. I'm excited that you are here, that you're tuning in. In today's video, we are going to attempt to redraw the Coca-Cola logo. And as you can see, I haven't drawn anything on this piece of paper just yet, but I'm going to attempt to redraw the logo. The first attempt is going to be from memory. The second attempt is going to be by just trying it out, see if it actually works. Maybe it doesn't. And then seeing what we can learn from how they drew something, and then also attempting maybe to redraw a different type of brand logo with the same style of Coca-Cola. Now this logo, of course, is pretty iconic, it's pretty amazing, but I really want to attempt and see how good it is. So my name is Stefan Kunz, I'm a hand lettering artist from Zurich. I love to draw and I love to create, and especially love to inspire others to create more. So this is pretty much what we have here on our wall. It says, "We create to inspire others," and this is why I love to do these YouTube live streams. So if you're enjoying this, please share this with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, we love to see what you guys are doing. Now, I got something very special for you guys. It's this one here. So we got a brand new online course coming soon, very soon, and you can sign up right now by actually going to the link in the description below and reserve yourself a front row seat on our waiting list. So we got a whole seat ready for you so that you do not have to wait any longer, so that you can sit back, relax, because you know that you have a reserved spot in our wait list. And this is a great thing because this course, we have had these workshops. I've done these multiple times and they have had a fantastic success. People have learned so much, they've been excited, and this is why I'm even more excited to bring it to everyone around the world, because with the corona pandemic, we saw that we couldn't actually travel anymore, and so now I had to find a different way to get this course to you. So we shot it in the best possible quality, and do not let me talk too much more about it. Let's jump into the video. Let's try to draw the Coca-Cola logo from memory first, and I'm gonna switch right here to the other view. So this is not the right view. There we go. And I'm gonna put myself back in here. And so here I have a blank piece of paper, blank piece of red paper. I have a white pencil, which is a Caran d'Ache Swiss brand, Swiss made, Swiss quality, Prismalo coloring pencil. So what is good about attempting to redraw a logo from memory is to see how good it actually is. Now, I don't know if you guys see that a lot, but I think Coca-Cola is drawn on two lines. So there's this, the C that goes kind of like this here, right? And then there's this weird, I don't know, this is special cuts here. I think the weight is on the lower back, so on the lower left side. Then again, just trying to, I think those letters are even very narrow. Not sure even if this will touch on the top, Coca. But what I do remember is it has a flat top here, probably too widespread. And let's see how far I can get. Oh, I do not know how the C is. It's already bothering me that I'm not sure how it looks. And I think the O here will actually go further in, has a loop, not like just a circle here. At least that's my thought. So it looks terrible in my opinion right now. So the second part is another C, but the C actually will loop through, and it will loop through the L. And so here we have Coca and Cola, and the same height should be applied here, but I'm not sure how it is. And so I dare you to attempt this at home as well. So playing around with the logo, the style, to see how good you are at attempting to redrawing the same logo. Because it's a great exercise to see how much you remember. Like, a great logo is easily reproduced. Like FedEx logo, I can probably, I know kind of the elements, but like Pizza Hut logo, no clue how this would look like. I haven't seen Pizza Hut's logo, but as you can see, the Coca-Cola logo has probably been ingrained in my mind very strongly. But this is drawing the same logo without actually having any reference. I saw it this morning when I did the thumbnail for the video, so that's kind of like cheating, almost like cheating. But yeah, we are about to look at the logo in just a moment, but so far I feel like this is not too bad. Let's see, maybe I can just try here to give it a little bit more contrast. I feel like these letters should be a little bit more narrow. Definitely too much ink here. And the little square, but yeah, it's not too bad for the very first attempt. All right, let's see. You can see kind of where I went there, what I tried here. I think I got the gist of it. You could definitely recognize it as a Coca-Cola logo, but the question is, how much apart was I really? So let's take up here the iPad. Let's put it right next to it. And let's open the right file. Here we go. So here's a real logo. And so already I can see one major flaw on my design is there should have been a stronger slant. You can see already the slant is even more than that, almost a good angle here. So yeah, definitely stronger slants. The whole thing should have been slanted more. Then what else? Yeah, the C here, definitely wrong. So even the Coca-Cola should have gone, let's see if I can, how can I try this? So I had it wrong that the C actually would have gone higher up. The C here would have gone higher up too. And there would be an in loop. See, it's strange. These things are the ones that you will kind of like miss when you look at it for the very first time. So that is actually really, really interesting. Kind of seeing that this loop here goes inside, inwards, and I've never saw that until now. This here also very thin. So let's try to replicate it on the iPad using, or let's see if we can just redraw it just on paper using the Coca-Cola sign here as an example here and to redraw that. So I would start off with one with a light pencil just to get started. So I'm getting an H here. Gonna get the beautiful pencil sharpener, nice sound. And thank you for everyone who's thinking that I did a pretty close job at drawing that. So, all right, so one is dissecting. Dissecting a logo is great job to just see how you want to redraw that. So I'll have like the first line and kind of like have the shape and format of a logo. So here we have the baseline of the second word, then there's a second line that is the baseline of the first word here, and then this gap is a little bit bigger than the smaller one below, so I'm just gonna take account for that. And then we're trying to get the slant right, so actually pretty strong slant and a pretty even cut as far as I could tell. Even though that the first word is a little bit shorter, if I can see that correctly. So then we have here the very first 3 letters, and here, and the first letter actually will start further back on top of the first letter here, so it will go inside of this area. So that's a good thing to notice, to see. And it will go almost onto the second one here. Also, the circles, the oval shapes, are very strongly pointy. If you noticed how strong and pointy this part is, it's actually remarkable to see that. Now there's a second one here, pretty much the same strongness, but here again the loop, I got that one right. That's almost a point for me in that sense. Not that we are counting points or keeping score in any way, but hey, trying to get our as much as possible correct, close as possible here. So you might be wondering, why are we doing this exercise? This is copying, and yes, it is copying, but we're learning. We're not just copying just so we can recreate the same logo again, but we're trying to redraw the logo and learn from it. And by copying, you learn actually a ton of things. So for example, you learn how a C will connect to an A, how much that works, and where does it come together here with the A. So there are a lot of elements that you will learn by actually copying, and that is actually one of the topics in my class in the online course. So I'm not only teaching you guys in the online course how to draw a specific style, actually not even teaching you how to draw a specific style, I'm teaching you how to learn any type of styles so that you can really learn how to draw the Coca-Cola logo and redraw the same style. See how this kind of like bends here strongly. Like I wouldn't draw that personally like this, but I am learning. I'm in the learning mode, trying to learn as much as I possibly can from this logo. So here, even here, the A, the way it comes in, it's not even super rounded, so it doesn't really bend back because it's kind of like inwarded to this letter there, and it doesn't go as high up here, so I'm going to try to just make that as close as possible. And I was almost ready to do that here. This is terrible. So here I'm gonna look at where does it come down to. Pretty much here. But the second part will come out actually even further, just like that. So that already looks to me like it's a good first part, so I can fill this out. So let me grab a pen that is a lot softer. So this is what you get when you get pencils. You get soft pens, and you get soft pencils, and you get hard pencils. Hard pencils will draw a lot lighter, and soft pencils will color in a lot more. So it's great to get some heavy lines, kind of like this here. And here, I think still a little bit too thick, what I did there. I think a different pen will be better. I like these ones here. This is a 2B pencils. So 2B, B is for softer pencils. And the higher the number of B, so like 2B is higher than a 1B, and it goes probably up to like 8, I think, or 6 at least. And so the higher the number, the softer it is, the more it will be softer to draw, and it will loosen up more graphite than the other pencils. I feel like this here is a lot more rounded. All right, so we got our very first letter down, our first word down, and the question is, how will we make the second word? So I like this already, it looks really good. It's strong, it works, it has all the right elements. Now let's attempt the second word. I feel like the second word is a lot harder. So here we have just the little hyphen. I think it's called the hyphen. It's almost more squarish. Probably messed that up a tiny little bit. That's okay. Let's see. Let's attempt the second part. So the second part, again, still has the same angle to it, but the C is a little bit larger. So we'll go, I think, more. And again, very interestingly, it does have this bow inside. And the bow on top. So let's see, this will come down approximately to the same height here, but it will also come out at the same height, which is also very unusual for a bow. Oh, and then the height of the second one is pretty much on this height here. So of course you want to make the O here same height, same roundness as the other one too. So maybe you have to get this tiny little bit higher up. A bigger gap between these words here, letters there. too low. All right, that feels okay. Let's see if we can fill it out. So now we're just about to finish this here. And let's see, I feel like there's still actually the C's should be more slanted. I see that, but the rest is pretty close, very close actually. So here we go, we got a comparison of two Coca-Cola drawings. Like the first one here, that's the actual one. This one here is replica. Maybe not even the best replica yet, but it's a replica. And now comes the challenging part. So the challenging part is actually to redraw the same thing again. So let's try this out. So I'm gonna attempt to redraw this this part here by actually not looking. Like, let's turn this off. Let's put it on the side. I'm gonna hide the other one. I'm gonna hide this one here too. I'm gonna put this at the bottom, and let's see how much I really learned by redrawing this. So not even gonna have a time to look at that, but see if by just drawing this, by attempting to drawing this, I've learned something. So again, we started off with the baseline. We added the second baseline. The top here was a little bit higher, and then finally this one was higher than the lower baseline. So these are pretty much the three guidelines that we have, and then we have the strong slant, maybe even more than that. As you can remember, the C's were not slanted enough. So we have all these lines. Now I know that the C here, it kind of started in and almost up here. I remember kind of how strongly the O was oval. That's one of the things that I said. And with the A, I was also shocked just to see how it entered into this part up here and had the strong outside. I'll see how many elements I can repeat, recopy. We saw here that the C had this bend. The first, I think it was kind of like this here. And the weight again was more towards the bottom. Same thing here with the O, the C as well. And I think we can even bend this a little bit more. And I remember that the C here kind of like ended inside, so I feel like I can bend this one more. That, and this, yeah, this one went, how they connected here was higher, and this was pretty strong line. This here kind of like connected like a short bow, so I'm sure that I could do even better here. And then we had the second C here. This pretty much went in here. There's this loop. And the other loop. The O was pretty much attached to the other C. Oh, now I'm just confused at how. No, I think that's right. And then we have the O here the same way. Coca-Cola. So I feel like we got it now even better than the very first attempt. And I hope so, because otherwise I haven't learned much in the very first attempt. Okay, still feel like the C went out way too far. right, so we got the first one down, the first word of this 2-word logo. Now the second one. Thing I know, the C here should have gone a little bit higher than the O, and we'll try to pick. The O could have been a little bit more narrow here, for sure. I remember that there was a bigger gap between the L and the O. But again, this is drawing from your head, from memory. Let's see how much we can actually get. All right. Huh. Interesting. Let's see at my 3 attempts of Coca-Cola logo. So the very first one here, this one was very first one from memory. This is the last one, but also from memory. So I'll put that in place number 2. Let's see if I can just cut off, turn this off here. And let's see. So we got, let's make some space here on this table. So first attempt on the left, then we got the second attempt, and then finally, this is the actual copy, and then we'll have to have the actual piece as well, just to see kind of where we went. So here are 4 different logos of Coca-Cola that I drew now. Well, 3 different ones that I drew and the original one. So definitely you can see that these 2 are more alike, but again, this one actually really has some better qualities to it. I spent also just a tiny little more time on this one. The bow here, that was the part that I wasn't sure of. Here the C's, yeah, these kind of like small serifs on the C. Those could have definitely been done better. And then finally here, this is definitely, you can see where I come from, kind of the things that I remember, the bow and the arrow and stuff like that. So absolutely a lot to improve on, a lot to play around with. But again, I've learned so much already just by having had the time to play around with these letters, to play around with those elements, which is really fun too, and which I recommend you to do too. So now let's look at a different logo that we could maybe interchange with Coca-Cola. So one of those logos is, for example, another one that would start with C. I have one right in front of me, and it's the Canon logo. So if I would draw you guys the Canon logo, this would look kind of like, so it's has a different style. So imagine Canon and Coca-Cola would merge, and Canon kind of like would get eaten up by Coca-Cola, and kind of would not make sense for Canon or Coca-Cola to buy Canon, but hey, who knows? Maybe they are branching out and they want to get into the technology business. So here he goes. I'm just gonna do a fast rendering of this logo, but so you guys have an idea how the actual logo looks like. Also very interesting logo. Could talk about that too. But here we go. So this is logo number 1, logo number 2. And the question is, could we actually get these two to merge into one? So this is very a fast, speedy process. But you can already see how many elements that you can take away from just drawing it really fast. The O, how the O is, how the N's are, how the serifs are on these letters, how you would go about to even draw maybe Coca-Cola in the same style. So actually what is really helpful is that we have the A, the C, and the O already in the logo. So when I look at the logo here, actually let me take up the real logo, the one that I redrew. So we can see that these letters are already inside of the lettering piece. So now that's really helpful for me to again get the same slant here, get the same height, the slant. So I can start, let's see if I can get Canon, kind of like again same way with those three lines here, the bend of the C, and then we'll start off with the A. And now I have to imagine how the N would look like. So this is kind of where the game actually starts, is how would you design that if you would be in the designer's shoes, or if somebody would come up to you and say like, you know what, I want the same style of logo than Coca-Cola, and you're like, okay, cool, like I can do that. It's a great exercise to be able to do that, and also just a good ability to know how to do that. So here we go. I'm attempting to draw Canon, so I could go either, let's see, let's take the overlapping result here, and I'm gonna take out kind of like I did in the A, kind of same style, same thickness, and then go into the O again here, very strong ellipse, only has a thickness on one side, so a little bit shorter than the A. And of course the bow that will come out here will go back to the top of the N. Just like that. And then we can get the C here. So really do a nice bow. Just like that. And so now filling this out, will give us the Canon style, Canon look. So this would be if Canon was swallowed by Coca-Cola. They kept the name Canon, but they wanted the Coca-Cola style. This is kind of like how you play around with drawing those letters. So yeah, this is a great and fun exercise to do sometimes while you go around it. If you especially want to learn a couple things about styles, if you want to play around with different styles as well, you need to learn all these little tricks on how to develop all these different fonts and styles. It's a good way to practice your lettering, to understand how those letters work, how these logos work, practice your memory as well with it. So I hope that this was a fun exercise that you guys enjoyed. And again, I just wanted to tell you guys that you can become an exclusive member by actually, is it working? No, it's not working. You can become an exclusive Patreon supporter member of this channel by actually going down to the link below, signing up as a Patreon exclusive member and become part of our group chat, and also just being part of the coaching sessions that we do on Zoom, where I actually pick out one of the Patreons and then we'll ask some questions, we'll coach them one-to-one, and then other people can watch it again. So you can also just watch the other Patreons that I've already coached. So there are already 2 videos up where I've done that, and so you guys can check that out. I also just wanted to say that you can also subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you're rewatching this, and you probably most likely haven't actually subscribed, because most of the people that watch this video will not be subscribed to this channel, and it's free. You can do it at any time, and that would be amazing for me to help grow this channel as well and to reach more people. Also, just want to mention that again, it's the new online course that is coming out very, very, very soon. We're working on the last final stages of making this all, put it all together, and you can reserve your seat right now in our waiting list. Make sure that you actually go on the link below, tap on the link, and then subscribe to the newsletter so that you are in the waiting list, that you are ready to go whenever we have all the informations, when all is ready and out. So there's nothing left for me to say but to wish you a great rest of the day. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you very, very soon this week, and hopefully with a guest on Instagram for a YouTube live or Instagram live chat. We'll see what happens. I do not know, but I'm excited to see you guys very soon, and have a fantastic day. Bye.